Hello everyone, this is Breanna Rutter, author of one of my most popular books, The Natural Hair Bible, and founder of howtoblackhair.breannarutter. For this video, I will be answering an email that Crissy sent me. Crissy sent an email saying that she doesn't understand why she's not able to grow her hair, and she's just convinced black hair is just difficult and impossible to just grow because she feels like she's doing everything she possibly can to take care of her hair, and yet her length isn't even showing and she feels like she's getting nowhere. So Crissy, I understand your frustrations. I know how it feels when it's as if your hair is not growing. So I'm going to give you 3 things that I want you to keep in mind to either help your hair grow or to understand what the situation can be so that you can figure out what to do best for you to fix it. So the very first thing that I'm going to state is that immediately I felt as if you were referencing to natural hair. I'm not sure if your hair is natural or relaxed, so if you have clarified, that would have made it a little bit easier to understand why you feel like your length isn't showing. But every time I hear someone say their length isn't showing, I automatically assume natural hair because natural hair shrinks. Thank God for shrinkage. It can make your hair look long and short in the same day. And if you have natural hair, you will notice that most times when wearing your hair is not showing its true length. So this is just the nature of your natural hair. Of course, you can stretch it by wearing twist outs or braid outs or bantu knot outs, because hairstyles will elongate the appearance of your hair versus allowing it to actually dry without being stretched. Now, the second thing that I'm going to say is that you got to make sure that you're keeping your hair moisturized and you're keeping your ends trimmed. Now, I know that you say you do take great care of your hair, but I'm not sure every little thing that you do. So I want you to know that if your hair is feeling dry at any moments, or you're noticing that your hair is drier throughout the week, you may have to amp up your moisturizing efforts to prevent it from being dry. When your hair is dry, it will naturally start to break or naturally become brittle and less manageable, and even sometimes it will be difficult for it to withstand the weight of extensions or the pressure from your comb when you are combing your hair. So if you're keeping your hair moisturized, it actually makes your hair stronger, because dry hair is more weaker and brittle in strength. Now also, I want to suggest that you got to make sure you're trimming your hair too. Now, when I get a lot of emails, which I do, I get a lot of emails every day about how to get the hair back healthy, and a lot of emails, women are saying that I'm doing everything I possibly can. I'm deep conditioning, I'm even doing protein treatments, I'm protective styling 2-3 months at a time, and my hair is not growing. And I hear everything except for trimming. Trimming is what's going to help you retain length. Think about it this way. If you have split ends, your hair is going to constantly break at the ends, right? So if your hair is growing in as fast as it's breaking, guess what? You're not going to see your length. Make sure your ends are trimmed so that breakage stops happening at the ends, and then you can actually see your hair start to grow longer. Keep up with your trims when necessary, which I only suggest about every 2 to 3 months, depending on the things and the stress that you put your hair through. And make sure that you're keeping it moisturized, because dry hair will eventually begin to break and not be able to withstand when styling and manipulating your hair. Now, the last thing that I'm going to suggest is something that I don't really talk about as much, because a lot of people want me to give them a solution that will help them grow their hair longer. And remember, solutions are just a combination of things that you have to do to keep your hair healthy. And if you want to know more about a hair care regimen and different things like that to help you grow your hair, refer to my website. But the last thing that I'm going to suggest is the rate of growth. Your hair is usually growing between the inogen and the catagen phase. The telogen phase is when your hair is actually leaving your scalp and a new hair is beginning to grow in, which is the inogen phase. There's 3 phases of the hair life cycle, and I've talked about this extensively in my book so that you can understand what it means when your hair is growing and not growing, and how to actually track your growth. So the inogen phase is the first phase in which your hair is actually beginning to grow in. The catagen phase is when your hair is resting, which means it's transitioning, it's getting ready to fall out of your head. And the telogen phase is when your hair is falling out, and then the inogen phase is getting ready to repeat itself. Thank God all of our hair is not in the same stage, because about every 2 to 6 years you'll probably be bald. So it's cool that only certain parts of your hair are actually going through different cycles at a time. Now, this is, I wanted to explain this first so that you can understand that your hair has its own natural growth cycle. And in order to see if your hair is on track, you have an average rate of growth. Average rate of growth means this is something that's accumulative of everyone. Your hair may grow a little bit slower or a little bit faster, but this is the average. Hair on average grows 1/2 inch a month. So if you calculate all that time with 12 months, which is a year, your hair would only truly show a length of just 6 inches. Now 6 inches is not a lot, especially when someone wants to grow very long hair. And 6 inches is if someone just feels like they don't really care. They're like, oh, my hair is a little bit longer now. It actually touches my shoulders. So you got to keep in mind the hair does not technically grow fast. It grows a slow and steady rate. Now, if you're noticing that you're on track and you're growing about 1/2 inch, a little more or a little less every month, that means that your hair is doing just fine. Just be patient and keep incorporating all those elements that you need to do to keep your hair healthy. So thanks for your email, and I hope that's answered a lot of concerns that you've had, and maybe even debunked more questions you may have thought of as far as if your hair is growing or not. And I hope that everyone else who's watching have learned as well. If you have any more questions or want to know more, make sure to go ahead and leave them on my website and check out my website for more information on hair care if you still want to know more. And also, before any of you go, make sure to sign up for my email list so that you can be automatically entered into my giveaways. And also, only there you can receive exclusive content. So until then, I will see all of you in my very next video.